Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. So now in this lecture, we're going to be integrating the database with our website. So let's get started. As in the previous video, we actually copied all the WordPress files directly into the file manager and in the public underscore HTML folder, and you can see that now we are getting this error message. So if you are getting this error message, then that means that everything went good. Now what we need to do is that we need to go ahead and we need to associate the database. So what I want you to do is to open up your XAMPP and make sure that you directly go into the local host and then the phpMyAdmin. So make sure to go there. Now, if you take a look at the first lecture where we were basically installing WordPress, we created this database, and this is a database that was automatically handled by the WordPress itself. But now here on the online server, the WordPress does not know where is the database. And so what we need to do is that we need to copy all the database files right here so that we can work with it. And how you're going to do that, first of all, what you need to do is to create a new database by just going up to the Bluehost, my.bluehost.com, logging in, going into the advanced, and then just click MySQL databases. Now, once you are in here, all you need to do is to click on it and it will open up. So now, once you are in here, you can see that it says there are no databases associated with your account. And here we've got in the users, we've got a user that is created. So what you need to do is to go down, and if there is any user, just delete the user from here. So what you can do is that you can hit delete user. And make sure that there is actually nothing in the MySQL databases. So you can see that we've got no databases in the database, and we've got no users. Now this user is exactly same that we went into the phpMyAdmin. So you can see that we went into the user accounts and we created a new user. So this is exactly same as that. And when we wanted to create a new database, we actually clicked this new button and then we entered the database name. So this is exactly same as this. So first of all, what we need to do is that we need to create our first database. And what we will do is that we will enter our database to be like WP, because you can just name it as a WP, or you can name it as the WordPress, or whatever you want to add, and then you can hit create database. And now you can see it says added the database. This is the name of the WordPress database. Now you can hit go back, and now you will be gone back, and you can see that we've got this, and we've got another database that is created by the default. So you can just delete that because we do not want to have that database. And now you can hit go back. Now you can see that we have got a one single database that has been created. Now if you go ahead and you click on the advanced once again, and now you go back to the cPanel, you will see that database in the phpMyAdmin. So let's just go ahead and let's click on phpMyAdmin, and now this will redirect us to the phpMyAdmin, and now you should see that database over here. Now, in the online web hosting, you do not have to create it directly from here. You have to create it from the MySQL panel, and then it will be there. So let's check. Let's see if that database is actually there. Let's see that. All right, my dear students, so you can see that the database that we actually created by going into the MySQL database is now here. And when we click on it, you will see that this database will tell us that we have no tables found. So what we need to do is that we need to go into the local server, and then we need to click on the WP database, and you can see that there are so many databases that is right here. So what we need to do is that we need to copy and paste every database into our online server, which is the database that we just created. So what we will do for that is that instead of just like copying and pasting, we will just go to our WP database, and now we will go to the export, and we will export this whole database. What we will do is that we will click go, and you can see that now this database is being exported. So now, once this database is actually exported, then make sure to check the extension, and that should be .sql. If it is not, then make sure to select SQL from here and then just click go and make sure that the extension is .sql. Once you have downloaded the database, once you have exported the database from the local host, now you need to go to your online server, and now you have to go to the import right here, and now we will import this database. What we will do is that we will drag this and we will drop it here, and you can see that now that database is actually being uploaded right here. So let's see if this gets uploaded. All right, my dear students, so once this gets uploaded, you will see a success right here. And now if you click on this right here, you should see that now we have got every database right here. Even if you now go to this WP, you can see that this is same, and this is also same right here onto the online server. So now once everything is actually done, now what you need to do is to just close this local host database because we do not need it anymore. Now what we need to do is that we need to check if this website gets loaded. So what we will do is that we will refresh this page and we will just see if it's working. And if it doesn't, then what you need to do is to just write there /no cache is equals to 1. Now you can see that this is another day I'm actually recording this lecture, and that is why I'm using this no cache is equals to 1 right here, because the cache on the server side was refreshed. So the cache works like that. But if you are using this on the same day, then you basically need to use no cache is equals to 3 or 4, so that basically every time you update that, there is a newer version there. But now you can see that we are still getting this error. And the reason for that is because now what we need to do is that we need to tell our WordPress that, hey, what you need to do is that you need to look into this database, because in the local host, we were using just the WP. And now in the online server, we are using this as the database name. So what we need to do is that we need to go into the file manager. All you need to do is to click there, and it will take you to the cPanel file manager. And now what you need to do is to go into the public_HTML. Now once you are in here, now what you need to do is to look for the file that says wp-config.php. Now what you need to do is to right click on it, and then you need to click on edit over here and then click on edit again, and it will open up this wp-config.php. And now if you take a look at this right here, on the line number 25, we've got this define, or on the line number 23, we've got define database name is equals to WP. So what we need to do is that we need to tell our WordPress that now our database name is changed. And how we're going to do that, what we need to do is that we need to go into the MySQL databases so that we can get the name of the database. And this is the name of the database, right? So what you can do is that you can select this, you can copy this, and now what you need to do is to go into the file manager editor, and now instead of this WP, just paste the database name. We are not done here yet, and the reason for that is because now we also need to enter the username, and we also need to enter the password over here, because this username and this password was for the local host. So what we need to do is that we need to first create a user. And how you're going to do that, you need to go into the MySQL databases where we actually created the database, and now here you need to create a new user. So let's suppose that I want to create a new user as this itanziel.com/_Tanziel. And now in the password, I will use a password generator. And the reason for that is because now that I am using a strongest password possible, because now my website will be online. That is why I have to use this password generator. And now here you can see that this has generated me a password. Now what I will do is that I will copy this password by just pressing Command C or Control C, and now I will go to my config file, And now, instead of this db_password, you can see that we chose QWERTY, and now we will paste this password. So now once you have copied and pasted this password, now what you need to do is to just check that I have copied this password in a safe place. You can check that, and now you can hit use password, and you can see that that is now very strong, and now you can hit create user. And you can see that it says you have successfully created a MySQL user named as this. So this is our username. So now what we will do is that we will copy this username from here. And now we will go to our wp_config file. And instead of Tanzil, we will enter our new username, which was itanzil_tanzil. That is just been created. So once you are done with that, now what you need to do is to just hit go back. Now once you are done with this, now what you need to do is to just come here and click on save changes. Now once you have saved the changes, you do not need to worry about this wp-config file anymore, and you can hit close. And you also do not need to worry about this file manager, so you can also close this tab. Now what we need to do is that we need to check if everything is working, and for that what we will do is that we will just write here no cache is equals to 2 over here, and we will hit enter, and we will see if it's working, and it's still showing us the error. Do you know the reason? It's because what we need to do is that we need to go into the MySQL database once again, and what we need to do is that we need to associate this user. We need to tell that this user will be able to manage this database. So what we will do is that we will go down, and here it says add user to the database. So what you need to do is just select your user that you just created, and also select your database, which is just right here that we have created. And now what you need to do is to just hit add. And now once you will click on it, here it says what do you want to allow. So this user will be able to do everything. So we will select all privileges, and now we will hit make changes. Now once you are done with that, it says you saved this privileges, and now if you go ahead and you refresh this, you can see that now it says that the site cannot provide a secure connection, or any error that you might get right now. So if you are right now till here, congratulations, your process is going as smooth as possible. Now what we need to do is that we need to basically go into the phpMyAdmin. And how you're going to do that, what you need to do is to just go into the advanced. And now in the advanced, just go to the phpMyAdmin, and now it will open up. Now once you are in the phpMyAdmin, now what you need to do is to just click here, just open up your database, and now you should see this wp_options. What you need to do is to just click on it, and here it says the site URL and the home URL. So instead of this localhost and localhost, what we will do is that we will change them to the itanzil.com or to the domain that you are using. So what we will do is that we will double click on it, and now you can see that it is opened up. And now what we will do is that we will select everything and we will delete it. Now what you need to do is to just write here https://. Now what you need to do is to just enter your domain name.com. That's it. So we will enter itanzil.com, and now you can hit enter. Now once you will hit enter, you can see that this is actually saved. Now what you need to do is to just copy this, and now just come here and paste it here, and just hit outside, and you can see that it says one row affected. Now if you come and you refresh this, you can see that we are still actually taken to the :8080. So what we will do is that we will get rid of it, and now we will refresh this, and you can see it says no cache is equals to 2. So what we need to do is that we need to access our domain name once again, / no cache is equals to 3. Let's hit enter, and let's see if the website gets loaded, and the website will now be loaded. Congratulations, guys. Now you are fully done. Now, I would actually recommend you to basically go ahead and rewatch this video, and this will help you a lot. Now what you need to do is to just enter your domain name. So then you need to enter /wp-80min, and now you have to hit enter. And now you can see that the admin panel will also load perfectly okay. Now what you need to do is to enter your same username and your same password that you had on the local host. All right, that you had on the local host, you can just use that, and then you can just like hit remind me later if you are getting administrator verification email. And now here you can see that we are right here. This is how this website is. And now if you go ahead and you click on visit site, you can see that now you do not need to add ? No cache is equals to do, because now we are actually logged in, and all the cache issues will be handled by the WordPress itself. So now you do not need to enter / ? No cache is equals to dash every time you make an update. So this adding this / ? No cache was only till you actually copy the WordPress files. Now once you are done with that, now you do not need to do that anymore. Now still there are a lot of things that we need to consider and that we need to talk about, and these all things we will be doing that in this particular section. We will understand like how to actually make this form send an email, how you can create your own branded email so that you can send them to your customers and everything like that. And all these things are those things that we will be doing in this particular section. So stay tuned and bye-bye.